guys, so for today's video I'm going to be recreating a set I did a couple years ago. It's this really fun like rainbow set that I did. So to start off, I'm going to be applying my LGN shiny top coat to the nails, curing that for 15 seconds, and then applying this Mermaid Aurora chrome powder on top. There are a few things that I am changing about this set. For starters, I am doing it on coffin-shaped nails instead of a square shape, and I'm also applying the chrome powder to all of the nails, when previously I only applied the chrome powder to the bling nails. I remember when I first did that nail set, I did it specifically because I had just gotten those neon pigment powders and I really wanted to use them, so I made up this set to use them with. I did like a smoke like type of design on it, or at least I tried to do like a smoke design. It kind of didn't look very much like smoke, but it was my first time doing that design. It was also my first time using these pigment powders, so it wasn't the greatest, but it still looked pretty good, and I was really happy with the set when I first did it. After I get all the chrome powder on, I take a top coat that I have specifically dedicated for chrome and glitter, and I top coat all of the nails, cure that for 60 seconds. I'm applying a top coat now because I am going to be doing that smoke design. I'm also going to be doing a marble design, and I just want to make sure that the chrome is sealed in and stays on the nails, just in case I do mess up the marble or the smoke design and have to wipe it off. I'm not wiping off any of the chrome powder. Now I'm just taking the colors that I'm going to use for my marble and lay them out on my palette. I'm using Florist, Perfect Orange, and Maddie from Madam Glam, as well as Electric Yellow, Electric Green, and a purple with a name that I cannot pronounce from Nail Reserve. So there are several different ways to marble, and I've done several different methods here on my channel. So if you just go back and look at any of the videos where I've done marbling, you'll see I've done a bunch of different methods, and each method kind of gives you a different marbled look. So you just kind of have to play around with it and figure out the type of marble look that you like and figure out which technique of marbling suits what you are looking for when you are doing marbling. But specifically for this set and for this marble design that I'm doing, I am going to be laying out all of my colors right next to each other, and they are going to be touching. It doesn't matter that they're touching. Honestly, it kind of helps a little bit that they are touching because it makes it easier to scoop them up on your brush since they are all just right next to each other. Some people, when they do their marble like this, will take like a brush or a dotting tool and kind of swirl it through their colors to kind of help swirl them a little bit more and marble a little bit more. Sometimes I will do that, but for this particular design, I did not do that. I just laid the colors down and then took my brush and scooped them right up. After I get my colors all laid down on my palette, I'm taking my blooming gel and applying that to the nail before I go in and apply the colors onto the nail. And you do not have to apply blooming gel before you do a marble. It just kind of, again, depends on what you're going for. With the blooming gel, it kind of helps spread those colors a little bit and make them like run into each other a little bit more and like I guess marble more. Although, like I said, you don't have to do that. There are times where I won't use the blooming gel if I'm marbling. Usually if I'm doing an entire nail with this method, I won't put the blooming gel down just because it does cause it to spread and I don't really want it to overflow off the nail. With this design that I'm doing, because I'm not covering the entire nail and I am leaving some of those spots blank, I do feel like it helps to smooth out the transition between the marble and the background so it's not such a harsh line, because I don't really want that harsh line between the marble and the background. I want it to look like a smooth transition between the marble and the background of the nail. So as you saw, I just took a regular like gel application brush and I just scooped those colors up. I ran the brush through all of the colors, scooped them up, and then kind of like squiggled them on to the nail to give that like flowy, wavy marble look to it. And I just placed those down however I wanted. If I felt like there wasn't enough of one color, I would scoop that up and place that down wherever I saw fit. And then once I got those colors on, I did go ahead and wipe the edges off with a lint-free wipe and then stuck that in my lamp to cure for 60 seconds. And then I repeat that same process here on this nail. And keep in mind, when you are marbling, you don't want to do too much swirling with the colors and like too much mixing with them. Otherwise, you're going to get like a muddy, mixed up mess instead of seeing all of those different colors in the marble. You want to kind of keep it simple and not do too much with it. After I'm finished with the marble, I'm going to move on and do the smoke nail. So I'm taking Perfect White from Madam Glam. I'm just taking my liner brush and drawing a little squiggly down the nail. And then I do clean off my liner brush and dip it into some alcohol to spread out that white gel polish to get that like smoky effect going on. And when you apply the alcohol onto it, you're going to see the polish kind of spread and like flow over the nail. So depending on how you are holding the nail and how much alcohol you are applying, it could go running down the nail. So just be mindful of that. I'm just taking the brush and kind of dabbing it around, swirling it around, just really getting that alcohol in there and spreading that gel polish around to try and get that smoky look. You can mess around with this however much or little you want to. I ended up not liking how it looked this first time, so I did end up wiping it off and redoing it, and I liked how it looked a lot better the second time. This is just one of those designs that you just kind of have to play around with and keep going until you like it, or if it's going in a direction that you don't like, you can always just wipe it off and start over like I did. And if you feel like you've spread the gel polish too thin in some spots, you can always add more gel polish onto it. If you feel like there's too much gel polish in one spot, just add some more alcohol to that spot and thin it out. And just keep going until you are happy with your results. Once you get it how you like, let it sit for a couple minutes for the alcohol to fully evaporate and dry up before placing it in your lamp to cure for 60 seconds. After that's cured, I'm taking these pigment powders, the pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, and this little brush that I got from Target one time. It was like $1 or $2, I can't remember. And I'm just going to apply those straight onto the nail. They will stick to wherever that gel polish is, even on those spots that were spread out by the alcohol, because it still does have that sticky layer to it. So you don't have to worry about the pigments sticking or not. They will stick. And then you just kind of dab those on however you want. Since I am going for like a rainbow look here, I'm just putting them in that rainbow order. And then once I get that pigment powder applied, I'm just taking this fan brush and dusting off any of the excess powder. I do also take a small brush and some alcohol and just go around and clean up some little spots that I felt like needed a little cleaning up, and removing some pigment powders that stuck in places that I didn't necessarily want them to be. And then after that, I'm just going to take my AB crystal rhinestones. I got this off of Amazon. I also have these two smaller packs of rhinestones. They're just the round ones in different sizes. I also got those off of Amazon. And I'm going to start doing the rhinestone placements. I start off with the little ones around the cuticles on the marble nails. So I'm just taking my rhinestone glue, applying that around the cuticle area, and then taking my top coat and applying that to the entire nail before placing down my rhinestones. I do the glue and then the top coat right on top because I don't like going around rhinestones after they are placed, because it's a little difficult to go around them and make sure you're not getting any of that top coat on them. So I just put it all down first. I also feel like it helps to smooth out the rhinestone glue and to help it blend in, especially if I'm just doing a small little section like this. You can kind of see that little ledge there of the rhinestone glue. I do try to blend that out as much as I can, but it kind of doesn't blend very well. So I do feel like adding the top coat on top of that helps to blend it and smooth it out, so you don't have that ledge and it's just one nice smooth finish. And then I do take those little rhinestones that I scooped out and just place them along the cuticle area. And then once those are placed, I do stick it in the lamp and cure it for 60 seconds. And then those two marble nails are done after I do that. For the two clear nails, I apply the rhinestone glue to the entire nail and then apply the top coat right on top and then place down the rhinestones. I did, before filming, take the time to sit and figure out my placement and figure out the way that I wanted the rhinestones to look. So I do have those set off to the side just to make it a little bit easier on myself and for this process to go a little bit more smoother. So I am doing different rhinestone placements than I did the first time around, just because the first time it was on square nails and those are wider than coffin nails, so you do get some more space to do a little bit more with it. And I felt like the placements that I did that first time weren't going to fit or look right on a coffin nail. So I did go ahead and do some different placements. And then after I got the rhinestones on, I did stick the nail in the lamp and cure it for 60 seconds. And then repeated the same process on the other clear nail, but doing a different rhinestone placement on that nail than I did on this nail, just because I did the same thing on the last set. Those two clear nails had different rhinestone placements, so I wanted to keep that kind of going with this set as well. After getting the rhinestone nails done, I went in and top coated the smoke nail because I wanted to see what it would look like if I added glitter on top. And if I ended up not liking the glitter and having to wipe it away, I didn't want to wipe away any of the pigment powders. So I did just go ahead and seal that in. Once I got that cured, I'm just taking this silver hollow glitter from Madam Glam called Tinsel, and I'm just going to sponge it on because I want a little bit of glitter. I don't want like a full coverage or a medium coverage type of glitter going on. I just want it very light and sparse, just to give a little bit of sparkle to the nail. I did end up liking it, so I cured it for 60 seconds and then top coated the nail again. And this is what they look like. I am super happy with them and I love how they came out. They look just as good as the first time around doing it. I will say though that the smoke nail came out a lot better this time than it did the first time. The first time it did kind of just look like a block of color instead of smoke. But like I said earlier, that was my first time doing it and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I thought it looked really good for a smoke nail. And I mean, for it being my first time, it did look pretty good for being a smoke nail, but it definitely could have looked better. And I don't think I realized at the time of doing it that it could have looked better. I think I was just kind of like, well, this is how it looks and this is just how it's going to look, so I just need to go with it and be happy. And I really like the glitter on that smoke nail. I really wish I would have thought about adding glitter beforehand, because I would have added glitter to all of the nails just to have that added sparkle onto them. I think it really would have added some more like pizzazz to this set and really elevate it from the last time of me doing it. But overall, I am super happy with how this set came out. I really loved it the first time I did it, and I really love it now this time as well. It's just a super fun, bright, happy set, and I feel like it's perfect for summer with those bright colors. I also feel like this could be a good set for Pride, which is coming up here soon. And speaking of Pride, I do have a few Pride sets that I have planned out that I'm going to put out in June. I'm going to do that during like the first week of June. That way there's plenty of time for people to get inspiration and have the time to do their nails or get their nails done if they want to. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm also going to add a couple pictures at the end of the before and after of this set, just so you can see how they look side by side.